All right, what's up, everyone? Going to jump on, do a little recap's going to be shorter today. Not feeling 100%, but there are some trades that I did want to go over. So let's jump into it. So first one this morning was GV. Obviously, it had the parabolic scanners. It had some news that came out. Couldn't get a locate, no shares available. So with that in mind and how it's run, last week or so, I decided that I would try and give it a long. I tried taking it along here over the high, pre-market highs. That one got rejected, so I stopped. And then it set up again where I jumped back in, and we got the nice push higher that I was able to scale out of. And then once it started making the turn, I bailed on my balance, and then it just kind of faded off the rest of the day. But given its history, how it's traded, had fresh news, couldn't get a locate on shorts. Ended up being a nice little long for GV. Obviously, I'm not normally a long bias trader in small caps. I tend to gravitate towards shorting them. But I have recently, when I can't get a locate, if there's good news, if it's been trading well, if it's a hotter cycle for small caps, I will look at taking some longs, through high days and bull flag setups and stuff. So anyways, that was GV. Next one we got involved with was CRVO. I'm sure a lot of people were watching this one today. It was an absolute handful. So yeah, you can kind of just see this mess of today. So I started, obviously it was hitting the parabolic scanners. There wasn't any news. Usually those are the best ones that are to short. An unfounded move usually is followed by downside pressure. Okay. Didn't get that today. It was a major pain. I got in a little too early on this one, had to take a stop. And the problem with this one is I tried too many times, but I was also trying with a good amount of size and then getting skipped a bunch on my exit. So I'd be looking to get out at one spot, and it would skip like an air pocket like 30-40 cents, and I'd have to take a stop much further away than I would want to. So I got hit with some pretty good slippage on two of my stops. This was one, this was one. And then I just kept kind of trying, thinking it was just way overdone, and it just kept going. So a couple lessons learned on this. I think, if I'm going to trade front side, I think I'll give it one, maybe two chances on the front side to get started. If it keeps squeezing higher, then I'll just be more patient and wait for the turns and be more aggressive on the turns. Obviously, this one made 4 or 5 legs before we got any meaningful pullback to VWAP. And even then, it wasn't an easy backside. It was very choppy, consolidated over VWAP the whole day. And then, I took a couple different long opportunities through these highs, thinking it would get squeezed up through the high a day. Got stopped on that. So I was getting beat up on both sides of this name today. It was just a overall pain in the ass, disaster. I think it ended up down about 10K on this name alone. Fortunately, my longs, everything's working out pretty good on those, so it's keeping my balances pretty even today, maybe up a little bit overall on the account. But this was just a major drag on the day, unfortunately, and then now it's starting to squeeze up in the post market. So this into a big gap up tomorrow could be a really good setup for a short if I can still get shares. So we'll see how this plays. But given how strong this was today and having the ability to hold over VWAP all day long, I could see this gapping up tomorrow pretty good. So we'll be checking this out first thing in the morning, see what it's doing, and see if I can get some shorts on this. Obviously, I'm going to be a little bit more careful given how it traded today. And I think the biggest thing I got to be careful with if I'm going to put size on is these little air pockets where it skips 20, 30, 40 cents almost instantly. So I think I'll be taking more partial stops if it starts moving against me. So that way I'm not trying to bail on 10K shares when it's breaking high day or more. It's like, so I'll be a little bit more conservative with my stops, but that should help with the slippage. All right, so that was CRVO. Disaster of today. I think after that I moved into, had some large cap names. Actually, I'll jump into this one, XP. This is a fun one. So there was a short report out on it earlier today. Obviously, it didn't really have much of an impact on it, but then out of nowhere, we got this big move, cascading waterfall. Look, this is an awesome play. Only thing I wish I would have done more or better is I wish I would have bought a lot more when it was coming down. I think I was buying into it and I was like, all right, is there news? This has got to be news. And there was just nothing. So it was probably just one or two big sellers dumping shares. And then once they were done, it got bought right back up. So as it was coming into this candle, I was buying into this dip. And, this is really, really good price action for reversals. This candle right here in particular with the volume, look how much range expansion we got into this move. Okay, this is a huge capitulatory move and was bought up immediately following the next candle, which is where I started trimming off into. Okay, and we got a really nice move. We almost got back to the unaffected price right around in here before it kind of stabilized and traded off. This is why, having scanners and stuff is so important. I would have never found this trade if I didn't have scanners. So if you're into trading reversals and parabolic mean reversion setups like this, you got to have scanners to be able to find this stuff. All right, because otherwise this was like doing nothing. This is, no volume. Had some volume this morning, but it just chopped around and then it just traded sideways, and out of nowhere we got this big cascading move. So really nice trade there. And then after that, I traded around. I was buying some Delta. This is really, step out to the daily, kind of similar look to JP Morgan. They're just very weak. Ton of negative sentiment around airlines in general right now. We're getting gap downs. So I started nibbling on some this today, and I got some around 44.40s, and I bought some up here when it was holding above VWAP. Was a fine close. Was hoping to be a little bit stronger, maybe close above yesterday's lows. Didn't quite get there, but I have some on, see if that can get a bounce back over the coming days, and maybe run back into the 10-day EMA or up into the 50s or so. Maybe just this is kind of like what I was talking about, that rubber band effect with JP Morgan. Looking for the similar move with this one, a little bounce back play to get some cash flow going. All right, so that was Delta. And Apple, I picked up some towards the end of the day. Picked some up here, trimmed some off into the close, into the imbalance, and then holding about half into tomorrow. This has a pretty good looking daily too, 2 large days. Didn't quite get the close above yesterday's lows, but looks good. I think this could get another bounce back in the coming days as well. And plus, Apple, I'm good holding this if this wants to go a little bit lower and looking for some ads. Just because it's Apple, I'll hold on to this for a long time if I need to, So yeah, that was Apple. That was my day. Kind of, not, as far as day trades, not a very good day, but overall, I have JP Morgan, I have Delta now, I have Apple, I have a handful of other things I'm trading. I had some Qs and SPYs and some other things I'm trading around. I'm short some JPM puts. Those are looking good, even though it didn't close that well. Not the best close in JP Morgan. Hopefully this can kind of chop around and consolidate and then make the move lower. Ideally, on these sharp moves lower, you want to see a sharp pop back, So I thought we were going to get that today. We were gapping up above yesterday's highs, couldn't hold it. So it's very weak, but it's also very extended. What I could see happening is this flushing through yesterday's lows and then reclaiming and making the move higher. So that's what I'll be watching for. But, I'll give it a little bit more room below, yesterday's lows, see if it wants to bounce back. And then if it just can't hold and is still super weak, then I'll just cut it. But I still like it. We'll see how it plays out. And I think that's really it for today. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, see if we can get some more good plays and make some cash flow. Hopefully markets will get a good bounce day here sometime this week. Maybe it'll be a Friday play. I could see that kind of unfolding, consolidating, today and then tomorrow, and then Friday we'll get a sharper move higher. So we'll see how it plays. But that's kind of how my day went, and yeah. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow and see if we can find some good trades. All right, take care, guys.